We've all been there. That maddening sense of being trapped and spinning our wheels in the same place. You wake up and you go through the motions, and yet nothing really seems to change. It's like being caught in a loop and replaying the same scene of a movie you didn't even enjoy the first time. But what if feeling stuck isn't just a dead end? What if it's a flashing neon sign pointing to something deeper, something we're clutching so tightly that it's anchoring us in place? The truth is, feeling stuck often means we're holding on to something we don't want to release. It could be a belief, a habit, a relationship, a job, or even an old version of ourselves. Whatever it is, it's familiar, and that familiarity tricks us into thinking it's safe. So we grip it harder, repeating the same steps day in, day out, because letting go feels like stepping off a cliff. But here's the paradox. As long as we hold on, we're stuck in that loop. It's only when we loosen our grasp that we break free, opening the door to new experiences and a stronger, truer version of ourselves. Why do we stay in jobs we hate, relationships that drain us, or patterns that leave us exhausted? It's not always because we can't leave, it's because we're clinging to something. Maybe it's the paycheck that promises the security, the identity we've built around being the loyal one, or the fear that letting go means admitting that we're wrong. That thing we're holding on to becomes a cage, but it's a cage we've decorated ourselves. We know its corners, its creaks, its limits. And stepping outside, that's uncharted territory, and our brains are wired to avoid the unknown. Psychologists call this the status quo bias, our tendency to prefer things as they are even when they're not serving us. Studies like those from the Journal of Behavioral Decision Making show people consistently choose familiar discomfort over uncertain change, even when the potential payoff is higher. It's why we'll keep hitting snooze on a life that we don't love, because the alarm of letting go feels louder. When we refuse to release what's weighing us down, we trap ourselves in repetition. Imagine someone who's unhappy at work but won't quit because they're holding on to the idea that this is who I am, a corporate grinder. Every day they grumble, they clock in, they clock out, and grumble again. The steps never change because the anchor, the belief, stays put. Or consider the person who stays in a toxic relationship, clinging to memories of better days. They replay the same arguments, the same apologies, the same letdowns. The loop persists because they won't let go of what was to make room for what could be. This isn't just anecdotal either, like research backs this up. There's a study that found that people who resist change by holding on to outdated self-concepts, like I'm not the type to take risks, experience higher levels of stagnation and lower life satisfaction. The tighter we grip, the more we repeat. It's a cycle that feeds itself. Feeling stuck reinforces our need to hold on, and holding on keeps us stuck. So, how do we break out? It starts with one terrifying, liberating act: letting go. That doesn't mean like recklessly torching your life. It means releasing the emotional attachment to whatever's keeping you tethered. Quit defining yourself by that job, that grudge, that fear of failure. When you do, the loop cracks open and suddenly there's space for something new. Take the weightlifter who plateaus, right? They're stuck at the same weight, lifting the same bar week after week. Then a coach says, drop the ego, try a lighter load with better form. Then They let go of the need to prove something, and within months, they're lifting more than ever. Or think of the person who finally walks away from that draining relationship. It hurts at first, grief always does, but soon they're meeting new people, rediscovering their spark, and wondering why they held on so long. Science supports this too. Research from the Journal of Positive Psychology shows that letting go of unhelpful attachments like perfectionism or past regrets boosts resilience and opens people up to growth. When we stop clutching the old, we free our hands to grab something better. And that better isn't just new experiences, it's a new us. A version that's braver, wiser, and unburdened by yesterday's baggage. So, feeling stuck isn't a curse, it's a signal. It's your mind and soul whispering, hey, you're holding on to something that's done its time. The struggle of that moment, the frustration, the restlessness, that's not failure. It's the process by which we become stronger if we're willing to see it through. Years from now, we might look back and realize those loops weren't dead ends, they were training grounds. And each time we let go, we shed a layer, stepping closer to who we were meant to be. So what are you holding on to? What's got your fists clenched so tight that you can't move forward? Maybe it's a story you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve more, this is all I'll ever know. Whatever it is, it's keeping you in the loop for now. But the second you let it slip through your fingers, the cycle breaks. And on the other side, a world of new steps, new strengths, and a you that's been waiting to emerge all along.